It's Monday, January 14th, and the first day of the second semester. It's time for Arches Live with Morgan Nicely and Alex Lehman.
Coming up, we have our first middle school student of the week for 2019, last week's Archer Bullseyes, and reminders about deadlines this week. Let's get started. Archers Live starts right now.
Today we have Landon, Kate, and Sophia from Mrs. Brooks' class to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Will you please stand?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Congratulations to our first middle school student of the week for 2019, Caleb Laker. Mrs. Saylor nominated Caleb because he has already started implementing the Archer way by making eye contact, being attentive, and being respectful to adults. New for 2019, our middle school students of the week will get a yard sign to display at their homes for this week. Also, Caleb will receive a gift card to the Genesis House from our academic boosters. Way to go, Caleb.
Here are Archer Bullseyes for the week of January 7th. Mr. Zuber gives the following Archer Bullseyes.
Zach Wallet for volunteering to walk a new student to her next period class. Mrs. Reyes for all that she does for the students at Antwerp and for organizing and supervising activities to benefit so many new activities for the Archer mascot and fundraiser.
Pamela Schneider gives an Archer Bullseye to Caitlin Rager, Kirsten Pierce, Eric Gonzalez, and Emmy Budd for being nice people and talking to her in art class. You guys are outstanding role models for the Archer way.
Caden Ferris gives an Archer Bullseye to Caden Recker for always being a good friend and for helping him with many things.
Noah Bradbury gives an Archer Bullseye to Caden Winslow for helping him with his history at ELA.
Gracie Stoller gives an Archer Bullseye to Allison Carnes for helping her study and keep her good grades.
Counselor Hammer gives an Archer Bullseye to Mrs. Bagley and the broadcasting crew for preparing the guidance announcements and Archer Bullseyes each week.
Jeffrey Castillo gives an Archer Bullseye to Mrs. Runk because she's really nice and happy every day, and to his brother Logan for being a good role model.
Mrs. Lilliman gives an Archer Bullseye to Eden Schuette for working hard in class, being polite, having her work done ahead of time, and always being willing to help others.
Mr. Billman gives an Archer Bullseye to Adison Horman. Addison is kind and caring to each and every person in her class and is always willing to help and offer her kind words of encouragement to her students. She is also willing to help out whenever things need to be set up or when things need to be done. She's a pleasure to have in class.
Mr. Temple gives an Archer Bullseye to Brendan Wiedenhammer, Braylon Moreno, Eden Schuette, Jessica Thornell, Eden Leachty, Gracie Stoller, Madison Peters for doing awesome on their last science test.
Mrs. Gurley gives an Archer Bullseye to the Art Club for being an awesome bunch of creative people who are accepting and inclusive of others. You encourage diversity and are one with each other, which is great to see.
Mr. Tomlinson gives an Archer Bullseye to Allison Carnes, Ellie Clem, Miles Doster, Derek Hines, Eden Leasty, Tegan Marlin, Braylon Moreno, Madison Peters, Carolyn Roars, Bryce Scholl, Eden Sturek, Graceland Stoller, and Jessica Thornell. These students have shown continued excellence in 6th grade math over the entire course of the first semester.
Mr. Tomlinson also gives an Archer Bullseye to Mr. Short for being a great example of the Archer way through his positive attitude and efforts.
Moving on to our regular announcements. On the lunch menu for today, we are having a hot dog, green bean casserole, peaches, and milk, or a salad bar.
On the schedule for today, Vantage will be here during AA to meet with sophomores. All sophomores should bring their laptops to this meeting.
Tonight, don't forget about the Dine and Donate event at the Fort Wayne, Texas Roadhouse. Show the flyer you received last week, and our yearbook will receive 10% of the cost of your dinner. This applies to carry out as well.
Happy birthday today to freshman Jack Wales turning 15, and to sophomore Molly Reinhardt for turning 16. You two have a great day.
Now here's CJ from Mrs. Recker's class with your Monday morning mini Archer update.
Good morning, mini Archers. As we start a new week, please remember the message from Mr. Gottke last week about your computers. Make sure you are taking care of them and do not log in as someone else. If you do, Mr. Gottke could take away your computer for the rest of the month. Back to you, Morgan and Alex.
Thanks, CJ. In guidance news, any AP student who did not turn in his or her deposit needs to stop down and see Counselor Hammer this week.
Attention senior student council members. Come to Mrs. Reyes' room today during your AA.
Mr. Ultimus' advanced PE third period class will need to meet in the gym today instead of the field house.
Please take note that the following due dates and deadlines are this week. Tomorrow, the third Disney payment of $240 is due for students going on that trip. Please write checks to the Antwerp Music Boosters.
7th graders planning to go on the Washington, D.C. trip next year, your first payment is due Friday. See Mr. Feesby or Mrs. Saylor if you have any questions.
Seniors, the Franklin B. Walter Scholarship application is due to the guidance office by the end of the day on Friday as well. This application can be found in the guidance Google Classroom or in the guidance office.
Seniors wishing to submit a portrait for the yearbooks need to have that turned in by March 1st. The photo submitted has to be a color vertical headshot and must have at least 300 DPI. If your photo does not meet these requirements, it will not be used this year. See Ms. Sorrell's website for additional requirements. The yearbook staff is happy to take a headshot for any senior who needs one. See Ms. Sorrell or Chloe Saul with questions.
With that, we're done for the day. Have a great short day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning.